Alright, today we're going to be replacing the window regulator for passenger side door 76-280Z. I've already diagnosed it to be the problem. Mine, the roller broke. I had a spare one, so it'd be a lot easier for me to just replace that than trying to put a new roller on there. I've already taken the door card apart. I just kind of slapped it back together so it wouldn't look as bad while driving. First step you need to do, remove the window crank handle. Should be in the FSM, easy enough to find. Then you want to undo. Give me a second, let me get. There you go. It's not that easy. It has 3 10mm bolts holding it in place. Just show the one that came out, the last one that was holding it. You start first of all by undoing this little plastic cover. It just pops back, slide it out of the way, undo the bolt here, and there are 2 more inside of these 2 holes that also need to get undone. Then you can remove the armrest. Then the next thing I did was the door handle cover. It's very simple. It's got just a small Phillips head screw holding it in place. This plastic cover just snaps off. You pop it off with a flathead screwdriver or a pry bar, better if you have it. Then after that, you have everything undone. You undo the lock, the little lock handle, whatever you want to call it. Then you snap the door card all the way around. It should have a bunch of little snap in place. Like I said, I've already taken this one off, so it's gonna come off real easy. Then what you do, and I'm trying to do it in one hand, is you're gonna lift up to release it from the channel in the door, and then pull back. And there you have it. Now, there is my window regulator. I am going to pause the video real quick, but before, I'm gonna point out the things that need to be loosened off and removed. For example, these 4 bolts, 1 2 3 4, screws, they need to come off. Then these 2 nuts right here, those also need to come off. And in order to actually get the window regulator out from inside the door, and let me get better lighting on it. 1 2 3 4. Those 4 nuts also need to come off, and this will just push into the door and allowing you to have enough room to remove the window regulator itself. So while I break all these loose and take them off, I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video, but I'll pick it up when I'm taking the regulator out. Okay, really quick before I forget, once you remove these 2 nuts, this is actually a slide, and you can reach in from back here, pull back on it so that the nuts are not in the way. Pull back, and then you're gonna slide it out of the way. And this is the little slide, that roller that goes in here. It's a 3-piece roller, which will be this one right here. That one sliding on it. Yeah, it's that one. And there's 2 more rollers. Those 2 are in the door itself. They are up here. I don't know if you can see from here my issue. Anyways, I'll show you when it comes out. And the other roller is right in there. Now what you want to do is, after you take these 4 screws off, the window's gonna come off its tracks a little. Watch your hands, don't get cut, but try to hold it up. I'm gonna use my flashlight itself to hold it up. And then you slide it off those, you slide the rollers off the slides, and you bring the regulator down on through this opening, pull it out, slide the new one in. I'll show that process in a minute. Alright, part of my lack of good lighting, but I'm doing this after I got off work, about as much light as I get to work with. I've already inserted my flashlight to hold the glass up so it doesn't come down on my fingers. Now what I'm going to do is push the regulator, and there it goes. You see one of the rollers here, the top one's already come off, so I'm going to maneuver it around to get this last one off, and it's off. Okay, so now bring it down. Here's our regulator. Like I said, these needs to be pushed out to give us enough room. Bring this sucker out. This is a lot harder to do with one hand, so hope this video is of help to a lot of y'all. Okay. I am going to pause it for a second. I'm going to have to use two hands. There's no way I'm getting this out in one hand. Alright, sorry for the pause, but I've already got it through. This is my old one coming out, and as you can see, the roller has completely snapped off. Now, there's the old one. Here's the new one, a little side by side, making sure you know that they are in fact identical. In fact, they are. So, new one goes in, same way old one came out. Exactly the same opening, exactly the same manner. Oh wait, I had left the screws on here. From my spare door. And it goes. Now, fun part begins. Sliding it into place. Now, this is again much easier done with two people, but you're like me and you're always in the go. You can't always find help. You gotta work with what you got. Okay. Now what I like to do is put this back one in first. Right there, it's on the slide. Then I grab the short leg, if you would, and I bring it up and into the slide. Plain and simple. They're on. Now I move this into location. Now we have two slides that are bolted on. Now what I do next, well, not bolted on, they're just slid on. What I do next is I grab the other slide that I removed, come inside with it, and I find the third roller and just slide it onto it. This is where I said it's better to have two people, because this one is kind of a bitch to do alone. Well, especially with one hand. Part of my language. But anyways, once you have it on, and I'm sorry I can't show you, but I gotta do it with both hands, because you gotta push the arm, you gotta slightly push it outwards to get the screws enough clearance to come through and push that back to where it belongs. Once you get it in, it's just a matter of bolting everything back together, and then I'll show you how to adjust this slider, which is basically what controls the front half of the window from tilting back or forwards to make sure it closes even on the railing. But all this information can be found in the factory service manual. If you don't have it, download it. It'll save you a lifetime of headaches. Okay, now I'll be right back. Okay, now once you have everything secured again, I've already got 4 screws here. They're already put in place. Haven't done the door lock, well, the door handle just yet, because that's the last step, at least for me. I want to make sure I have enough room if I need to get back in there to get back in where I need to get. Now, the way these two work is you crack them loose, and then you crack only one of them, then you either move it up or down in each side until when you close your window, I'm going to try to get as much light on as I can, the window closes, you know, there's no gaps in between the glass and the seam of the door. As you can see, my window's filthy because I've been grabbing at it with my dirty hands, so that's going to have to get washed. But as you see, there's no gaps. Everything is bolted down as it should, and slap the window crank back in, and look at that, guys. Voila! Window comes down perfectly, all the way down, comes back up with absolutely no issue, and once again, perfectly sealed. We'll see how she looks from the outside. No gaps anywhere, and we can go ahead and call this one done. Thank you guys. I hope this helps somebody.